right, guys, I do have a Wednesday morning editorial for you. It's coming out of Dallas. That's right, another Dallas police officer. And this time, it's a big one. And they fired him based on his charges. Let's look at what they are. Thank you to NBCNews.com for the story. The Dallas police officer who was arrested last week and charged with 2 counts of capital murder has been fired, the police department said. Brian Reiser, 36, is accused in the 2017 shooting death of Lisa Sands. Toby Shook, Reiser's criminal defense attorney, said Tuesday that Reiser is innocent and was blindsided by the charges. The police department announced the officer's termination Tuesday and said in a statement that it would not comment further because of an ongoing criminal investigation. Police Chief Eddie Garcia said last week, adding that both killings were connected to Reiser's off-duty life.
Today, the Dallas Police Department arrested Officer Brian Reiser, badge number 9586, and charged him with 2 counts of capital murder. He was taken into custody this morning and is awaiting transport to the Lou Sterrett Justice Center to be processed. Reiser has been on the department since August 2008 and was assigned to the South Central Patrol Division. Although he's in custody, Reiser is pending the outcome of an expedited internal affairs investigation. This criminal investigation dates back to 2017 with the death of 2 unrelated murder victims. We received information through a witness that implicated Reiser in both murders. The first murder occurred on March 10, 2017, when officers responded to 200 Santa Fe Avenue and found a female victim deceased in the water. The female victim was later identified as Lisa Sands. She had been shot several times. On August 14, 2019, a witness stated that he kidnapped and murdered the victim at the direction of Reiser. The witness also stated that Reiser instructed him to kidnap and murder a second victim by the name of Albert Douglas. Mr. Douglas was reported missing by his family in February of 2017. According to witnesses, he was also kidnapped and murdered in the 200 block of Santa Fe Avenue. Unfortunately, his body was never recovered. The motive for these murders are unknown at this time. This remains an ongoing investigation. Further details of this investigation will be released later today with the arrest affidavit. Before we open it up to questions, and again, this is an ongoing investigation, so there are going to be some questions I can answer and some that I cannot. But let me conclude by saying that there's an old adage in police work that says that no one hates a bad cop more than a good cop. We hire individuals from the human race, and when we find individuals such as this, it's the actions that we take afterwards that we should be judged by. We will hold ourselves accountable to the highest levels. We will stand tall in front of you in good times and in times of crisis. I want to thank the Federal Bureau of Investigation who assisted us on this case. The actions that have been investigated in no way reflect the actions of the men and women who proudly wear this uniform, and it certainly does not reflect on the heroic, professional, and dedicated sacrifices that I have witnessed since arriving. However, let me stand and let me be clear in a promise to our city and to our men and women who serve with honor on a daily basis that we will not allow anyone to tarnish this badge. As we all know, the actions of the few affect the many. We have committed to you in taking the criminal element off of the streets of the city of Dallas to perform relentless follow-up on anyone who does harm to this city, and that includes within the walls of this police department. And with that, I'll open it up to some questions.
Reiser's firing by the police department could be appealed under civil service rules. Jail records show Reiser is being held in lieu of $5 million bail. Reiser, who has been with the department since 2009, was fired during a disciplinary hearing Tuesday, police said. The officer was first implicated in the murders in August of 2019, Garcia said, when a witness told police that they kidnapped and killed a person at Reiser's direction. Toby Shook, Reiser's attorney, said that the evidence is based on what he describes as violent felons with pending capital murder cases. 3 other men have been previously arrested and charged in the killing of Sands. Shook has also told the Associated Press that Reiser does not know Douglas and there's no evidence connecting them, and that Sands was a roommate of Reiser's father at some point in time, but Reiser did not have a relationship with Sands. Now, the thing here is, of course, we want to believe in innocent until proven guilty. However, we're talking about a police officer here, and just based on how many police officers lie on police reports or lie in investigations, and then a body camera or someone else's camera, the video comes out and shows that the officer lied. Just based on that, it's hard to really believe this cop, Reiser, that he's innocent. I'm sorry, but you're in an occupation where lying is part of the job, to cover yourself, where changing the narrative is part of the job to keep yourself out of trouble. So it's really hard to believe you. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this guy, if he actually gets convicted or not. Those of you in Texas, follow this for me and let me know what happens with this Reiser guy. But here's one where a cop was all of a sudden, bam, implicated in the murders as telling some people, hey, go kill these people, is what they basically said. So he's being charged in the killing. But if it comes out that what they said is true, they kidnapped and killed a person at his direction, wouldn't that make him aiding and abetting, or the word escapes me now, complicit? I don't know. Would they be able to charge him with murder if it's at his direction? Wouldn't that be, something else? I don't know. You guys some of you lawyers out there, let me know in the comment section below. Community Leo Watch, watching Leos. As law enforcement officers, to include those charged in killings and from coast to coast.